Action.
Mr. Romine,
Mr. Goldman,
it's nice to finally meet you.
it's a pleasure. So I would just like to conduct this interview with a few questions.
Mhm.
So first of all, how would a friend describe you?
I think a friend would describe me as someone who is charismatic to a degree. I think a friend would describe me as someone who can get along with or associate with someone who doesn't have a lot of similarities with me. I think that they would also describe me as someone who is probably a little impatient.
All right. So tell me about a time you failed and what did you do about it?
Time I failed. Recently I failed. I was cut from the water polo team in the fall. There was a record number of candidates this year attempting to make the water polo team. I think there was around 45 to 50 people this year trying to get on the water polo team, and there's only 2 teams. So it was really tough picking, and I unfortunately did not have the criteria to get picked this year. So what did I do about it? I persevered. I have been going to the pool training with a good friend of mine for the past 2 months, I would say. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays every week. And it's been a really good journey because I've made a lot of connection with some of the water polo players who did make it this year. Some chemistry has been built. I feel stronger. I feel more confident about my water polo skills. And I think next year I am going to definitely have a better chance, a better shot at making the water polo team. And I'm confident that I'll make it.
All right. So what did you love about your last job and what did you not like so much about it? And why did you like that?
So my last job was at a butchery in Del Mar. It was a great job because I was able to adopt very flexible hours. I wanted to work weekends, and they were totally cool with that. They let me work weekends, either opening hours till noon, or like till noon till closing hours. That's something I liked about it. I also liked the work environment. I think it was very supportive. Working at a butchery is not as simple as it seems. There's a lot of training that goes into it. When you start at first, it's not easy to learn because they'll put you at the cash register, which is a simple job, but you won't work at the counter. You won't do any prep for probably a couple months. And I think I was able to do that pretty quickly, and because of the supportive cast of employees and coworkers. So that's another thing that I liked about it. Something I did not like about the job was probably the lack of sympathy for some of the employees who would probably start their careers and maybe get into a couple like minor mistakes. I think it was a little destructive to fire some of those people off the bat. I think they deserved a second chance.
All right. So what do you think your strengths are?
Some of my strengths, I think my biggest strength is my tendency of leadership skills. I've been in a lot of leadership roles in my past, most of them being in water polo. And that skill has done a lot for me. It's benefited several different skills. Skills being my communication skills, skills being my timeliness. I've become a much more punctual person. I'm never late. And those are some of the strengths that I have that come along with leadership, I believe.
All right. What about your weaknesses?
My weaknesses. I have a tendency of wanting things to go my way, and that's been sometimes destructive in team environments. I sometimes have trouble listening to other ideas, and that can also be kind of destructive in a team environment.
All right. Tell me about a time where you persuaded someone to do something.
The time I persuaded someone to do something was, I can think of a recent instance. So I've been communicating with a lot of the members in in Cal Poly's fishing team, and the thing about the fishing team is it was very dormant this year. It was lacking leadership from some of the older members, and it wasn't a very active club this year. So I contacted them, and I wanted to work out a deal where I could be a part of the management surrounding the club. And they gave me a position as treasurer next year because I told them that I had great ideas for the club. They listened to my ideas, thankfully, and they've given me this position, this opportunity next year to rework the club and make it something bigger.
All right. That's all I needed from you today. Thank you for the interview.
Awesome. I appreciate it, Mr. Romine.